for the first time ever, we expose disturbing video of the hours before Tanisha Chappell died, begging for help for hours while inside a cell at the Jackson County Jail. The video is not ever released by the county, finally shedding light on what really happened. Thanks for joining us for Wave 3 News at 6. I'm Shannon Kogan. John is off. We want to start with a hard warning because the video we're about to show you is graphic, it is disturbing, and it is hard to watch. Wave 3 News troubleshooter Natalia Martinez has the exclusive jail surveillance videos after investigating this case.
This is video that was denied through open records. The family had not obtained it, and definitely not the public until now. We reported on the medical records and ambulance reports and how Chappell's attorneys believed she'd been suffering for hours without getting medical help. Now, we get to see some of what jail staff did, and more importantly, what they didn't do. Disturbing new video shows Jackson County inmate Tanisha Chappell begging for help for hours before she died. For nearly 24 hours, Chappell complained she was in pain, according to Jackson County prosecutors. At one point, she hits her head on metal. A guard would later write that video showed she had just missed hitting her head. From there, Chappell is seen vomiting and naked after telling a guard she felt she was on fire. She's covered in her own waste. The calls for help continue. Starting at 2:13 in the afternoon, during a span of 24 minutes, Chappell calls for help, tries to bang on the doors, and collapses 4 times. No one comes to check on her during those occasions. At 2:31, jail nurse Ed Rattan comes to the cell.
You want to get dressed so you can step out here?
On the third time, at 2:33, he warns her.
I understand. You get up and get dressed and come on out and talk to me, or I'm just going to go back here and let that.
He does just that for 35 minutes. When they come back at 3:08, they tell her to get dressed once again, leave, and come back 4 minutes later when Chappell collapses to the floor. When the ambulance arrives at 3:26, Chappell tries to put on a blanket as if it were clothes. 1 hour later, after getting to the hospital in an ambulance, moaning in pain, with yellow eyes and chest, and still handcuffed to the stretcher, Chappell would flatline. Shortly after, she was dead. The doctors wrote they believed she'd ingested toxic chemicals found in common cleaning supplies. The autopsy would later find the cause of death to be undetermined after testing for antifreeze, but they did know toxicity due to an unknown substance. Chappell had no hard drugs in her system. Back at the jail, the videos show this: the guards cleaning up her cell. Chappell was in jail for a theft charge and for leading police on a chase. Her family told me she didn't deserve to die. The Jackson County prosecutor declined to charge anyone in this case after ISP investigated. He wrote that they did not find any evidence that Chappell had been intentionally poisoned and wrote that Chappell had received medical attention. The case is now closed. We've reached out to the FBI to see if they're investigating for civil rights violations. They wouldn't confirm or deny. We'll stay on.
Hey everybody, this is Candace Yvette with Black Women Aware. First, I'd like to say thank you to everybody who comes by and supports my page. It really does mean a lot to me. If you all can, please press the like or dislike button and subscribe, comment, or even email me if you have any suggestions, questions, or concerns. My email is always going to be in the description box. Again, thank you for visiting my channel. Hey guys, it's Candace Yvette with Black Women Aware. So I had to jump in real quick and give this message. First, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you for visiting my page. Thank you for showing support and being concerned about the injustices that Black women and children face every day in the United States. I really do appreciate your support. You don't know how much that means to me, especially because I myself am a Black woman. I'd also like to put this quick disclaimer out there. Do not come to my page victim shaming or blaming. You will be immediately blocked for that. I do not tolerate it. There is no need for it. And I'm pretty sure you knew what you were saying in the comment before you posted it. So be respectful. Many of the victims, their families come back and they visit this page. I am their advocate. This is their safe space. No disrespect will be tolerated. You all have a good day. I'm going to let you go back into the commentary. Every 5.5 hours in the United States of America, a black woman or child is murdered. Stop killing black women. Stop killing black children.
Hello?
Hi, is this Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Hi.
Oh, Candace, yes?
Yes.
Hi there, Candace.
Hi, how are you?
I am cold currently, but yeah, happy to be on the phone with you. I'll still write the email to you, but I'm glad we were able to get on the phone because I definitely have a lot to tell you.
Mhm.
I suppose I'll start from the beginning.
Yes, please.
Okay. So maybe it's a short brief about myself. Standing up for Black Lives. I was getting involved in history and like learning more and waking up around the time Mike Brown was killed in Ferguson by Darren Wilson, and then when Breonna Taylor was killed, getting out in the streets and I guess socially known as a live streamer more than anything.
Mhm.
And then fast forward to the Tanisha Chappell case. She was killed in Jackson County Jail, which is in Brownstown, Indiana, and that was on July 16th. Family demanding answers, not getting answers, wanting justice, and I got involved in that case after a litany of chants and phrases and whatnot, and just actually believing in them and wanting to do them. Standing for black women, Black Lives Matter, and actually, not saying that it doesn't for other people, but it means something,
Right.
And so, yeah. So, and then a phrase that I read in D.C. when I was there one time, we save ourselves. And I just what does that mean to me? What can I do? So started doing inmate calls and started, just researching the heck out of this, and checking with the family every step of the way to make sure I'm not overstepping and, with their consent. So the mother, Levita McLean, and Tanisha's sister, Renisha Merle, communicating with them more than anything. And the news shortly after July 16th, I'm sorry, not shortly after, but sometime in late July, early August, it turned out that it was said that she was poisoned by something in that jail. Containing ingredients ethylene glycol or methanol. And now it was about, the family wasn't receiving footage. They still haven't. They have not gotten a cause of death. They have not received a death certificate.
Wow. And
they have not gotten answers. Only being told by the jail staff at that jail, the Indiana State Police, anyone and everyone of any judicial authority that we don't know. We're working on it. We're getting there. They do have an attorney on the case, and he too has not seen the footage of what happened to Tanisha. And a means of, hearing the families cry, I took a strong hand in putting this rally together on Tuesday. So based on social energy, based on, me keeping a list of names, I'm rounding about 250 in attendance. Are you familiar with Until Freedom?
No.
Gotcha. Until Freedom is an activist group. They travel around the nation speaking and standing up for Black lives as well. But they're going to come in attendance and speak as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I found a jail nurse who's going to speak as well, which is going to be great. Because the main mission and meticulous focus for this rally for me is exploiting a guy named Ed Rutan.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually use the word gentleman, but he's far from a gentleman in my opinion. He was the jail nurse at that jail. The Eighth Amendment, deliberate indifference, calls for any inmate to receive medical care if he, she, or they are in need of it. Mm-hmm. And because of that indifference from Ed Rutan, I believe, and that neglect, he needs to be held accountable for that. And you know, in an emotional sense, you know, I'll chant and cry out for it all day. And I think in an intellectual way, I think I know how to actually get it done. Mm-hmm. And this rally being one of the means of doing that. But, you know, so there's specific posters I've designed with a few friends. There's, you know, I talk to news channels to make sure they're not going to spin the story, because I think if this is done the right way, as well as I think it could be done, mm-hmm. it can be used in a lawsuit and help it to some extent.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I got involved, like, where I heard about the story with Tanisha from a Facebook page. It's like an organization called Black Femicide. And like last year sometime, maybe like during the height of the pandemic, I decided, like, hey, I don't have anything else I can give but my voice to missing women and children and the murder victims of that are women and children that don't like normally make mainstream media. And what got me involved in doing that kind of work is I noticed a lot of Black women and children go missing or murdered, and it was like eye-opening to me, because I was in a state of delusion of thinking like, oh, well, that doesn't happen to us, you know. And it was because I wasn't hearing about it. And so I actually was working on another case in Chicago, where a young lady by the name of Treasure Hendricks also died mysteriously. And it's involving the Chicago Police Department. I'm not sure what her involvement was with one of the officers, but her remains were found in his RV. And shortly after her remains were found, he quit the force, and allegedly the family is being threatened, and like they're being told basically don't speak out about it. So when I came across Tanisha's case, I wanted to use, and my platform isn't too big, but I wanted to use my platform to highlight not only the rally, but the family story, and get Tanisha's story out there. And also, if she had a GoFundMe or they had a support page or anything like that, I could get that out there as well.
Let's see, what page? If I find those, I'll send you links.
Okay. Thank you.
There's a page that I'm affiliated with that we're focusing on Tanisha's case right now, and but it's not necessarily from the family. I have not seen a GoFundMe page for her recently, mm-hmm. And of course, like, can I pass your Facebook page on to the family as well and ask them to reach out to you? Yeah, I actually have a YouTube channel. It's called blackwomenaware. They could email me. My email is blackwomenaware@gmail.com. Gotcha. But my Facebook page, because I don't have any like business page or anything like that set up, I just kind of contact who I can find through Facebook, and my Facebook page is